Why should any grown adult sit back and say, I've got to choose between power or eating?
The Young Bloods Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Back at the podcast desk today. We have got some good stuff for you today. Got some updates. We've got some emails, and we've got my opinions. All three things you guys came here to listen for. All three things you guys wanted to do. That's why you keep emailing me. That's why you keep asking all the questions. So here we go. Let's jump into things. Let's start with update. We have an update for my family. So here's the deal. We have been busy. We have been trying to get land and property all put together for here in where we've moved to here in the back south. And it has been kind of difficult, between finding land, taking care of my father, which has been like taking care of a 6-year-old that has decision power and making, as he should. But sometimes it seems like my father wreaks more havoc than he does anything else. That being said, it's wonderful. It's nice. I'm glad to be home. Glad to be back in the South, but glad to be here taking care of my father and getting our homestead put together. Now, that being said, we have, with some of the emails we have going on today, I've got a little input with what people need to do, what people should be doing, people what need to stop doing, all that take. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some of these emails, because honestly, you guys want to know things. You guys need answers. I got them. Here we go. Also, just one quick little plug, just so you know, there's been a lot of emails you guys have sent me over the past few months, and actually over the past couple of years, and I have not been able to reply to every one of them. But what I have done, especially just lately, I have actually created a book. I've got a book out there. It's on Amazon. It's on Apple Books. Soon to be in Barnes & Noble, but you should be able to go order it on Amazon right now. Get a print version or the Kindle version of, it's called Regret Proof. It's basically my take on a lot of your emails that you guys have sent me. I go in detail about some things, and I talk about one thing. I actually had one couple email me, and first she emailed me. She emailed me. I read her email, and then I was scrolling through, and I came across his email. So a couple actually reached out to me to ask me a question about something going on in the relationship. I gave my advice, good or bad, I don't know. I pretend that my advice is actually pretty decent, but there we go. Anyway, back into the emails. Let's jump into this thing. Where are we? And here we go. Hey, Devin. Gas just hit $4.69 at the pump near me. I drive 45 minutes each way to work, and I'm now spending almost $400 a month just for fuel. My overtime got cut, and everything else seems more expensive too. Are we just supposed to suck it up? Because this feels like we're getting squeezed from every side. Mike, I'm going to tell you right now, gas prices are up and it's sucky, and all this is actually all because of the war we have going over in the Middle East. It's stupid. I hate war. I hate the things that go on. I hate that we get affected directly, especially in our pockets, which most people, if you make a crap ton of money, you notice it. But if you're a working class citizen, like all of us, you feel it almost immediately. Now, Mike, it's hard. Gas prices are ridiculous. It's brutal. It's almost killer. I'm going to tell you, my opinion is simple. Combine trips as much as you can. The least you have to drive, the better. I mean, that's what my wife and I do. I mean, luckily I get to work from home. She does drive, and it's only about a 15-minute drive for her to go to work. But even then, 15-minute drive twice a day. Plus we have kid activities throughout the week. Plus we go to church and things like that. It adds up. It builds up. Now, where before we were doing where we lived before, we were spending, on average, we were filling up the car at least 3 times a week, and that's when gas prices were below the $4 range. I know for us, we're right on the edge of $4. We're $3.95, I think it was this morning, and here in Alabama, and it's I'm telling you, it hurts. This hurts, and we got problems. We got to solve some problems. I got more input. I'm going to keep on going because these are all these emails tie into one. Let's go to the second one. Hey, Devin, I went to the store yesterday and spent $187 on what used to be a $120 grocery run. Chicken is ridiculous. Ground beef is almost $7 a pound. My husband and I both work full time. We're still having to choose between meat or paying the electric bill. When does this stop getting worse? Okay, so this one hits home as well because it's like paying the electric bill or buying food. Where we live, there's some corruption going on. We have a co-op, so our power is done through an electric co-op. In the co-op here, the president of the co-op actually is making over $480-something thousand a year. It's actually more money than the president of the United States makes. Why is that happening? The co-op is supposed to be a nonprofit. It's supposed to be there for the customers. But when your energy prices have been skyrocketing, and not only have they been skyrocketing, but they've never been checked. I mean, if you actually go and research like I have done, you'll see that the power companies here are almost triple what surrounding areas are, and it should never be that way. We don't have the greatest power system. We don't have the greatest power grid. They haven't done anything to majorly improve it. There's still power outages that go out, honestly, at least once a day. For what reason? It used to be way worse. And we're talking, this is Alabama. I get it. It's a middle of nowhere, Alabama, but it should be better. There's a problem here. Not just because of the corruption, just because the reality things just aren't cheap anymore. Nothing's cheap. Nothing is getting better. So I'm going to tell you, Sarah, you got to figure out better ways to do things. You need to grow a garden. I mean, I know that's for us. Growing a garden has, especially this year, has been a big savior because we spend some money to get the garden going, but utilize the things that you have. Utilize the things that you need, and you will be able to afford some of the things you need to really jump into and be able to get. Anyway, let's go to the third one. Again, these are all combined together because there's something that needs to be said about all these things. So let's go to number 3. Hey, Devin, I'm 68 years old, widow, on Social Security. We got a 2.8% increase this year, but it doesn't even cover the jump of my rent, my medicine. I've started skipping meals a couple of days a week so I don't run out of money before the next check. What are folks supposed to do? Linda in Florida. Linda, this is appalling. This is, I hear politicians all the time. They sit back there and they'll say stuff like, we need to worry about and figure out how to make things more affordable. It's an affordability issue. First and foremost, politicians do not know how to make things affordable. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what's going on. Politicians have no right to talk about affordability. And the reason I say that is because they should never, ever be in business with business. But yet we are. Here we are. We have they're in business with business. They're doing the things that they shouldn't be doing. They're actually talk about things that they cannot control and they cannot fix because it's not their job. Only thing they can do is give us relief when it comes to taxes. And, you're not getting a raise, especially with the hike of inflation. The inflation is going up 3-something%. It's still, your raise on your Social Security, we'll call it a raise, is not even a raise. It's not even equal to what Social Security could be and where it should be. So my father himself, when my mother died, he got a pay cut because he lost her Social Security benefits. So he only had his Social Security benefits. So he paid into the system for all of those years, and he's not even getting where he can actually survive. All right, let's got 2 more to go. Hey, Devin, living in Arizona, and our lake is so low. We're talking about mandatory restrictions this summer. My water bill went up by 28% last month. I've got a yard I'm trying to keep alive and 3 kids. How bad is this water situation really going to get? I think I read a statistic that like 60% of our country right now is going to be in water bans here soon. And because the drought situations in this country is getting more and more worse to solve this problem. And now you're in Arizona. That's harder, right? You don't get much rain here in the Southeast where we live. We do get rain. We do get more rain than probably most parts of the country. But I'm going to tell you, everybody, everywhere, every home in America needs to have a cistern or a water retention system. You need to be collecting water. And not only that, if you did it right, you'd actually have a water retention system for collecting water and then reusing water. Because your bath water and your sink water and your any I would say gray water needs to be put into a separate system, needs to run through like a cold bath, and essentially you can be able to use that water twice. So if you wash your hands, that should go to a different system. It should not go into a separate tank, and it should not go into the sewer. You need to use that. We need to be using water twice, but we're not doing that. We've become so dependent upon municipalities to solve these problems when we should be solving them ourselves. So anyway, let's go to number 6. Devin, my wife saw the news about the hantavirus on the cruise ship, and now she doesn't want to take our planned family cruise in July. She's scared it spreads like COVID. I told her it's not the same thing, but she's freaking out. Is this something we should actually be worried about, or is the media blowing it up again? Mark in California. Mark, okay, hantavirus. There's a couple of different ways you can look at hantavirus. One of them, for the most part, it is spread by feces, dust, basically rodents. Rodent mess is essentially what it comes down to. There is one version of the hantavirus that can be spread from person to person, but you would literally have to be making out with the person or sharing their bodily fluids to get the hantavirus. Okay. Fact check me on this all you want. I don't care. The reality is, but most of the time, hantavirus is not going to hurt you. It is perfectly fine. Do your research. Go read about it. This is not COVID. This is not flu 3.0. It is literally the hantavirus. So we had a worry here on the property here when it came to about the hantavirus. And my worry was this. So my mom had an old potting shed. The potting shed was not used for years. My mom passed almost 2 years ago. And that potting shed sat there, and we ended up building up with tons of squirrel and rat feces. My dad wanted to save the potting shed. I was going through it. I was looking at it. I was trying to figure out how we could save it. And then when I looked, literally the back corners of the shed was full, probably 3 to 4 inches at least of feces. I looked at my dad. I said, Dad, we can't save this place. And I'm going to tell you, hantavirus is real. We need to burn this thing down. He's like, okay, that's fine. He wanted to save it, but we couldn't save it. So we pulled it over, pushed it down with the tractor. I got a little gasoline, put it on top of it. That was actually diesel fuel, got put on top of it. And I lit it up, and we burned that thing to the ground. We sterilized it all, that area. We made it better. The reality is, it is a real thing, and you got to worry about it. But overall, every one of these emails come in, and they hit the subject of one thing and one thing only. And that subject is pretty simple. It is 100% all about money. All about what should we do? Should we ask the politicians? How should we do things to make things better? All those types of things. It just comes down to, we have to do the right thing. We need to stop asking politicians to help us. For one, because politicians, they can't help you. They're going to pretend they can help you. They're going to blow smoke. As I've said it before, Democrats, Republican, same thing, different suit. They all want us to burn in hell because that's what they only care about. They only care about themselves. They don't really care much about us. If you're watching the news daily, like my father does, then what that means to me is you literally and thoroughly enjoy. I'm going to say it. You thoroughly enjoy political theater. That's what it is. It's political theater. You watch the news, you see all the stuff going on. It doesn't matter if it's CNN, doesn't matter if it's Fox News, if you're right-leaning, left-leaning, it doesn't matter, because in the end, they're just telling you what you want to hear versus telling you what you need to know. It's very hard to find good sources for the news out there. First of all, I believe people are smart. Okay. I believe people have the ability to determine what's right and what's wrong. But that being said, we have to be willing to use logical thinking. We have to have critical thinking here. And that is, you don't just believe everything that people are telling you. You don't believe everything that people are saying, and you can listen. You can listen to the political theater that goes on, but you turn around and you focus on what's said, and then you research it yourself. Okay? That's what you got to do. So we need to, first of all, stop worrying about what our politicians are saying and focus on what needs to be said and done for yourself. Take, for instance, the power situation here where we are in northeast Alabama. My dad, during the wintertime, had to have moments where he would say, I don't want to buy food because I need to be warm. Why is that a thing? Why do we need to, why should any grown adult sit back and say, I've got to choose between power or eating? What has happened to our society where that has to be the choice? It's not right. That's not the place that we need to be. We don't need to be sitting on the sidelines and seeing our society burn, and then we scream and yell at politicians because we expect them to do the job that they should be doing. They should be doing the job. Bottom line is, if your politician is not doing their job, and that's honestly only one thing and one thing only, and that's protecting this country, get rid of them. It's that simple. Stop focusing so much on political theater and focus on what's happening right here, right now, here at home. If you need help, reach out to the right people. There are churches out there that will help you so you will always have food. There are churches out there that will help you get their power bill paid because of the fact that power companies are raping everyone just because they can. As far as food shortages, let's go back to Robert on the food shortages. So with the thing that's going on in the Middle East right now, going on in Iran, there's going to be a problem with the strait being closed and opened and closed and opened and closed and closed and all this other stuff. The reality is this: the farmers are not going to be getting a lot of their fertilizers that they need because we don't do that for the most part ourselves here in our country. Farmers purchase fertilizers abroad because that's how it's done. They import this stuff. Now, to solve that problem with the food shortages, going back to the garden deal, grow your own damn garden. Grow a garden, people. That's why we made the choice to move out in the middle of nowhere. So, because we saw the hikes of prices getting higher and higher. We saw things were not going to be affordable anymore. And no politician anywhere out there, no matter what they say, can ever tell you it's going to get cheaper because we're going to make it affordable. It's not going to happen. What you have to do is grow your own garden. Put food away. Learn to can. Learn to freeze things, which freezing is easy. Dry things out. Put things in a dehydrator. All those types of things to preserve your own food so you have food throughout the year and grow more food. Go to co-ops. Go to farmers markets. Purchase locally. You're going to get better food for one. You're going to be giving money back to the people that actually need the money and not some big giant corporation. We need to change the way farmers actually work. In many cases, the farmers kind of work for the government because they're given, subsidies and to grow and to not grow certain types of food. Grow what you want. My wife and I are bringing in some quail here soon. We're going to be bringing in, we're not going to get chickens. I don't want chickens, but we're going to have some quail. We're going to grow. We have some guinea fowl. We're going to be doing all those things and growing the food for those animals here on our own property. That's what needs to be done. To solve all these steps, so you should never have to worry about food. You need to grow your own food. Now, if you are elderly and you cannot grow an own garden, you live in the city or whatever, then you need to reach out to community groups. Say, who's growing a garden? How can I help contribute to that just to get a piece of the food that comes in? We need to be taking care of our people. That's what needs to be done. Water shortages, again, that's something that we all need to be doing. We all need to be worrying about it. We need to be, we're growing our own food, we're getting our own water supply because it falls from the sky. God blesses us with water. We put that away. We will be fine. You don't have to depend upon the federal government or your local government to help you. be productive. So Mark, Mike, Jason, Robert, all you guys that emailed me this past week that I'm responding to, I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry you're going through the stuff that you're going through, but it can get better. I promise. You know, as I tell my kids, everything you're going through, everything that's hard in your life can get better if you just do one thing, and that's get to work. Now, to my elderly listeners, you have worked, and you have worked hard all your life. I appreciate that, and I love that. Reach out to people that are local to you. Ask them for help. Ask your neighbor. The neighbor that's growing a garden just down the street. Go talk to them. Say, hey, I'd love to contribute to your garden if you share just a little bit. It's not that difficult. You've done this before. Do it again. It will work out. And I promise you, if we do our parts for our communities will get better. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Keep emailing me. Keep telling me all the things that you want to talk about. We got some more stuff coming in the podcast. We got some more updates for my family with our Young Bloods Anchored In YouTube channel. Go check it out. Go follow us. Go check out my book, Regret Proof. It's all available. You'll love it. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys later.